Today we're doing some modifications on the Grom. First things first, we'll be putting on a new brake lever and a new clutch lever. They're MZS brand. I literally have no idea about the quality, but hopefully they're good. The point is they're shorter, so I don't have this awkward gap and that awkward gap, both of which suck. That way this won't be bumping here. Do you see that scraping? Yeah, that's not good. So, oh, and a little Fooligan-inspired Fooliganness. I'm gonna put that guy on here too, so let's get to it. The answer to the question I know you're all asking is, do you know what you're doing? The answer is no, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna see what we can get done here. So first steps first, we're gonna wanna look at the levers and make sure that they will activate the switch. The switch I'm talking about is the one on the clutch that signals to the motorcycle that your clutch is pulled in so that you can start the motor. Honestly, I'm not sure what it's for because you can start the Grom without having the clutch pulled in, so. Anyway, what we'll do first is pull that lever off and take a look. Here we go. Pull this thing back because we'll need to. And then if you see down here, we've got a bolt underneath this little cover. So we're gonna take that guy off. Let's find out the size socket. I'm gonna guess 12. Ah, wrong. Ah, a 10 it is. So sort of just bust him loose. Pull this guy all the way off. So anyway, now I've loosened this off. I had to first loosen the clutch on, let me just show you. First thing I had to do was loosen these two bolts so that I could get in there and get enough slack. See, this now enables, if you see, now we should be able to just pull this thing out. There you go. Boom. This ugly, useless piece of junk is gone. And now we'll replace it with a fully adjustable clutch lever. To make sure you got quality hardware, you'll want to make sure the OEM parts tab looks like the tab on the aftermarket part. Otherwise you got garbage. What this does is it activates the clutch switch. Gotta go ahead and put that back in there. And then we'll put the lock nut back on there. And before we get too far, we'll want to take this guy off so we can spray it with some lube. I got this tool here from Motion Pro, and I'll put a link in the description, and I'll show you how to use it. The first step is to pull out the clutch line. And by this point, I hope you've figured out that you're supposed to loosen these, which lets this come up, and then you gently feed the clutch cable through that and push it onto, little tightening, push it onto the bit there at the end. So you stick the cable life tube into the end of where there's a hole at the back of this Motion Pro tool. And cover this, and go to town. Once it starts coming out of the other side of the tube, you know you've done your job, so you can stop then. And go ahead and wipe everything down, because this does make a mess. Good. And then we'll remove the tool and go ahead and get this install going. And give yourself as much slack as you can spare from the other side. Oh, one trick you can do is to remove clutch line, and that'll give you a little bit more slack, and then afterwards you go reattach it. Here we go. Sometimes you get a buildup of cable lube down here, especially if you're activating the clutch to, you know, get a feel for it. So I always advise putting something down there to soak it up. So now I've got this working clutch lever. We got to make sure at some point that it's functioning. We'll check that with the clutch at some point. Let's go do the other side. We'll first remove this bad boy. It's 10 millimeter. There we go. That is pretty dirty, as is that. So what that means to me is that we need to lube it up, oil it up. Let's do it. I just want to say I bought this stuff on Amazon and it has worked extremely well. Multi-purpose oil. It lasts a while and I never have had any problems with needing to reapply it yet. I know that I will eventually, but anyway, great stuff. So that's what we're going to use here. Boop. All that we're going to do is just put a couple of drops right there. A couple of drops on top, and that'll leak through and drip down onto my bike. Perfect. It's just what I love. Getting lube on the bike where it's not supposed to be. Yeah. Again, check your parts. Make sure that they at least look similar. Piece of cake. That feels about right. Once you're all done with your install, take her for a ride. Well, if you like this video, you found it informational and hopefully helpful about how to install these aftermarket levers, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe. I'm working on my bathroom if you can't tell, so that's what that is. Peace!